Hello my lovely angels, this is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi! Today I have a beautiful haul for you because I've been waiting to review these perfumes because I was sent these perfumes in the beginning of December and I've been just waiting for a green signal from the brand to review them, and I wish I had made this video before and just kept it ready instead of filming it today. I don't know why I did that, but that's just the way my brain works. Like, now they said go ahead, review it, and I'll review it now. But it was a good opportunity to have the perfumes mature a little bit. So I have two new ones from Khadlaj. From their cafe collection, I have the Cafe Latte and the Mocha Latte. Now, just to let you guys know, Cafe Latte is launched already on the website, but Mocha Latte, I think it's launching within a couple of, within 2 weeks or so. Hopefully before the end of the year, or at least in the beginning of Jan. So both of these are going to be available very soon on the website, and I think in the US it's already launched. So you can like try and find them, and I'm going to try and put all the links for you in the description box below. This is the box for Cafe Latte. It has this additional box. You can either leave it on or you can open it, like 2 boxes. And here is the absolutely gorgeous bottle. I love these bottles, and usually Khadlaj doesn't go over the top with their packaging, which I really like, to be honest with you. Like, I'd rather have like packaging which is like simplistic, looks classy, but it has like something unique about it. Let me unbox the Mocha Cafe also for you. So it's the same box, but it's like the mocha color, and the bottle is even prettier. Oh, look at that. So you have the 2 bottles. I really like these bottles. So what does Cafe Mocha and Cafe Latte smell like? Let's start with the Cafe Latte first. This is your milk coffee perfume. If you've seen my interview, cockeyed again, not spraying on the strip. If you had seen my interview with Bushra from Khadlaj, she's the founder's daughter. Now this perfume, it's literally like, you know, it's nothing complicated. It's milk coffee. I don't even want to call it cafe latte or cappuccino or something like that. It's like you boil milk and then you added coffee and added some sugar to it and allowed it to brew. The base smells like that, but then you have added notes. Like, it has like a slight nuttiness. It almost smells like if you used almond milk instead of the regular milk. It also has like a little hint of licorice. It's not like very strong, because I know licorice like bothers me. In this perfume, it's not bothering me at all. It also has some florals, like white florals. Currently, it's unlisted on Fragrantica, and I don't know what's up with Fragrantica and not listing Khadlaj perfume. It's very strange. Anyhow, this is a gourmand, of course. It's their own creation, so it doesn't smell like any other perfume. The top notes are sweet almond, coffee and milk. Middle notes are amber, licorice, white flower, and the base notes are caramel, musk and nut. The beauty of this perfume is that when you spray it on your skin, and as the skin warms up the perfume, you get this beautiful aroma, but slowly. It's not very overwhelming, so you don't smell like a barista, but it releases the perfume very slowly, and it doesn't overwhelm you, is what I'm trying to say. Secondly, the coffee note is so mild, like it's not going to overwhelm you. It smells more like equal parts of coffee, milk and nuts. Think of these 3 things together, and then your white florals, your caramel, your licorice, all these are like coming in whiffs here and there. Cafe Latte is like super mild, as a coffee perfume should be. It should not be too overwhelming, especially a milky lactonic coffee, which this one is. And the sweetness also in this perfume is not so strong, so it's not very overwhelmingly sweet. You know, every time I smell a coffee perfume, like the trauma of, forgot the name, French Coffee by Al Rihab, it just like pops in my head and I'm like, you know, it's nothing like that. It is a fall-winter perfume. Like, think of having a sip of coffee, sitting on your sofa, reading your favorite book under a blanket, and you're wearing this perfume, you're having milk coffee. It's such a beautiful fragrance. I like the fact that it's uncomplicated. So Khadlaj was not afraid to release something which is like very simple. Actually, when you smell it, you think it's simple, but then when you start like smelling like those little nuances here and there of white florals, your licorice, your nuts and everything, then you're like, okay, there's more to it than meets the eye. I do feel it's unisex, but I think a woman would smell better in this perfume. There's no Middle Eastern vibe in this. The projection is like 1 to 2 feet. Longevity right now, I'll be very honest with you, it's around 6 hours. I am adding another portion to this statistics part of it. So I'm going to tell you the projection, the longevity, and I'm going to tell you the presence as well. And the presence of this one is mild. My rating for this is a 9 out of 10. I know that in winter I'll be using this a lot, but my 10 out of 10, it's going to be very reserved. It's going to be very, very reserved going forward, because 10 out of 10 perfume, even for me, like, you know what, it's weird because I know like if this perfume finishes, would I want something like this in my collection again? I would probably, because it's like a milk coffee perfume which I don't have. But then again, how much will I use the perfume, which is why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. So I know this bottle of 100 ml, yeah, of 100 ml, it's gonna last me forever. So right now it's a 9 out of 10. And the celebrity I'm going to give this to is Tessa Thompson. When I see her, I feel like she smells like coffee, but definitely like gourmand. My color perception for this is, of course, cappuccino. Like, I would also love to select this color, but actually this color is the cappuccino color. And the temperature for this is warm. Now, moving on to its sister or brother, that's the Mocha Latte. I really do love this bottle. Guys, this is a 10 out of 10. You know, I don't have like patience. I'm not like, okay, let me wait till the end of the review and I'll be like, let me give a rating for this. When I first laid my nose on this was in Beauty World Middle East back in October, end of October. I smelled this and I was just like, yeah, this is going to be one of those perfumes that I'm just going to be addicted to. Now again, lots of people will feel like it smells like angel share, or it has like that booziness or sweetness or kahwa, and is it khamra kahwa? No, this is again a gourmand. Top notes are cinnamon, orange and cardamom. Middle notes of coffee, chocolate and licorice note. And the base notes of benzoin, vanilla and tonka bean. Now every time a perfume has this note liquor and it has cinnamon and a lot of sweetness, your brain automatically will go towards like angel share or the khamra perfumes, right? I'm like super excited to describe this one. So think of the kahwa coffee. Kahwa coffee, for everybody who does not know, is Arabic coffee. It's a blend actually of Arabic coffee. So you have your black coffee and then you add a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of cardamom to it and make a blend. Some people also like add like dried ginger, like there are many blends, but in this one, in this specific perfume, it's just cinnamon and a hint of cardamom. The cardamom is not overwhelming, it's very mildly there. The cinnamon as well is there, like a little spice, but it's not very strongly present. Now mix this Arabic coffee blend that we have created with orange rind, dark chocolate, vanilla and tonka, and you'll have your mocha latte. And I love it. So this is definitely a boozy, spicy kahwa coffee perfume, but it has these interesting notes such as your orange and your dark chocolate, which is like evidently there in the perfume. In the base you have vanilla, tonka and your benzoin, which is adding a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of nuttiness as well. The good thing about both these perfumes that they're not too sweet, which I really like. They're not sticky sweet. They're easy to wear. It will not be too overwhelming. Their presence is not too dominating. It's not like crazy that when you wear it you start feeling sick. Mocha Latte is going to be an absolute joy to wear during winter. This is going to be that perfume that's going to give me the boost of energy to go out and be productive, but be in a good mood at the same time. You know, it's that orange and chocolate note. It's that orange and chocolate note that's making this perfume. Otherwise, it would just smell like, oh, this is another spicy, boozy perfume. That is genius. And this is definitely giving me Christmas and holiday season vibe. Wear this perfume and you'll get into the holiday season mood. I want to spray this on myself, I want to spray this on Ali, I want to spray it across the house. I want the entire place to smell like this during winter. This is like a perfectly unisex perfume, so it's right in the middle. If I wear it, it'll smell like a feminine perfume. If Ali wears it, it's gonna smell masculine. It has a mild Middle Eastern vibe just because of the kahwa note, so you do feel like there's something Middle Eastern about it. The projection is 2 to 3 feet, the longevity is 7+ hours. It's actually 8 hours, but I'm just being safe because you can smell it on yourself for the rest of the day and you can smell it on your clothes and everything. But the projection, it lasts for around 7 hours. And the presence for this is strong. As I already said, this is like a 10 out of 10 perfume. And the celebrity I chose for this was Sofia Vergara. Just because of that spicy mamacita. You know, like gorgeous, hot person, strong personality. But at the same time, there's something very pleasant and comforting about her. The color perception for this I chose was a warm chocolate brown. And the temperature for this again is warm. So these were the 2 new Khadlaj perfumes. I know they have a lineup of perfumes that's coming up, but they're releasing it like bit by bit. So we're not going to have like an influx of their perfume. It's going to launch slowly but steadily. They did send me the new Johanna as well, but it's not launched yet, so I can't show that to you just as yet. But hopefully in Jan, I will show that perfume to you. Next, we have a perfume that I've been meaning to review for a very long time, but I was like waiting for sales and everything, and I finally did get it during sale because the original price for this is quite pricey. It's around $60. And this is the Peace and Love by Lattafa. I'll be honest with you, with the Pride collection, I don't buy like all of them when they're released because of course it's like ridiculously priced. It's very expensive, but I'll show you the experience, right? So you have this beautiful giant box which is bigger than my head. The packaging experience of opening this box was amazing. Look at this. This is your box. It's like a book. It's like a box actually, not a book. And then it opens like that. I'm gonna hold the perfume so it doesn't fall. It is metal. It's so beautiful. It's like literally like I can store jewelry in this or something. It's so beautiful, this box. What does it smell like? I wrote down the pronunciation because I don't know how to pronounce this brand. It's Dries van Noten Sua Malaki. That perfume is a very popular perfume. As a matter of fact, you know what? Now that I'm smelling it, I might just give it a 10 out of 10. Because see, this is the thing. I have had this for a couple of days. I've been using it. I was not so impressed. Okay, I was like, yeah, it's a nice perfume, but will I wear it? How much will I wear this? Let me see what I decide by the end of this video. The top notes for this are bergamot, almond and blackcurrant. Middle notes of rose and tuberose, and the base notes of sandalwood, heliotrope and vanilla. Now weirdly, people were comparing this to Guidance as well, which is strange because it smells nothing like Guidance. I'll tell you the resemblance that it has with Guidance. Guidance is a nutty floral. This is also a nutty floral, but it has other nuances as well. That's where the resemblance stops. It smells in the opening a very strong dose of bergamot. If it makes sense, like within a couple of minutes, the bergamot and the blackcurrant like tone down, and it never allows the perfume to become citrus. And this is owing to that almond note right in the opening. It doesn't allow to get too citrus. It becomes nutty right from the get-go. What you predominantly smell in this perfume is a very creamy, nutty floral. And although the florals listed over here are rose and tuberose, which are like, you can recognize them like anywhere, right? Eyes closed and you'll know if it's a tuberose or a rose. I can't identify them individually. And it was the same in Guidance as well. So I can get why people are like kind of like saying, oh, somewhat like Guidance. So this again is like a nutty floral perfume, but it has that bitter, tangy bergamot there throughout the perfume. And what's strange is like I do smell some kind of spice. It almost smells like black pepper to me. But that creaminess in the perfume is happening because of sandalwood and the vanilla. Now I'll tell you why I've given this a 9 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10. Oh, did I say that I gave it a 9 out of 10? No, it's a 9 out of 10. Why? Is because I feel like there's something missing in this perfume. You know how I tell you like a perfume should smell like a sphere, it should be like a smooth sphere. There's some portion missing, it's not complete. And I think it's because it needs to mature a little bit more. Anyhow, so Peace of Love is like a comforting perfume. This smells, it gives me the same vibe as Vintage Radio. It's very odd that it reminded me of Guidance and it reminded me of Vintage Radio. It's considered a unisex perfume, but I feel like a woman should wear this. This is for fall, winter, but I would wear this all throughout the year. I don't mind wearing this in summer as well. The projection is like 1.5 to 2 feet. Longevity, it will last you 8 hours for sure, but the strength is going to reduce quite a bit after like 4 hours or less, as a matter of fact, you know, so you do need to respray this perfume. And the celebrity, I was like, it has to be somebody from the world of Bridgerton, again because of that classic, this is a very well-behaved perfume, let's just call it, but it has this quirkiness about it. So I just thought of Eloise Bridgerton. I'm gonna put her name because I forgot the name of the actress, but you know, Eloise, I would think she would smell like something like this. She doesn't want to smell very prominent, but she would wear something very quirky, but it would be classic and smells well behaved because she's trying, you know. The color perception for this is an off-white. I'll try to find the exact off-white that I'm looking for. And the temperature for this is lukewarm. It's not neutral. I wish I could call it neutral, but it has this, I'm telling you, some kind of spice in the background, which is giving it a little bit of warmth. Now, if you remember recently, Maison De L'avenir had sent me perfumes. I had done review of 2 and I had kept 2 reserved for you guys because I thought, let me try them out a little bit more. And I was kind of waiting for Dubai winter to kick in so that I can try these perfumes because these are definitely very winter leaning perfumes. Now, as usual, the packaging, look at this. Just It's gorgeous, and I like all the boxes, they open differently, and this one opens like a cupboard. And that's the perfume. And that's the perfume inside. I'm sure you can't see it because it's very well protected. This one is called Noir. I love it. I love it. I really like the packaging and the presentation of this brand because they keep their bottles very simple, but their packaging is very, very elaborate. Now, I would say this perfume is a woody oriental. It's a woody oriental vanilla, as a matter of fact, but it's spicy as well. Let me start off by saying Noir is a masculine fragrance. On Fragrantica, this has got 4.5, which is excellent. And the price for this in UAE is US $50. As a matter of fact, I've kept the $50 over here as the price because on all the websites, the prices are different. Sometimes it's on offer. The cheapest one I saw was, I think, like $40 on one of the websites. I think it was Joma Shop. The top notes for this are cinnamon, liquor, fruity notes, apple, bergamot, lavender, and lemon. So the opening is very, very masculine. Like when you combine bergamot, apple, and lavender, you know which direction it's going. It's going to be a fresh masculine fragrance. The middle notes are tonka, oak, eugenol, green notes, and jasmine. And the base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, praline, amber, labdanum, patchouli, musk, and copaiba balm. It's a lot of notes. This kind of smells to me like Stronger With You, along with the La Nuit Homme, what was it called? La Nuit de Homme YSL perfume. It's like a combination of both of these. It has both boozy sweetness and it has fresh aquatic. So it has like that spicy boozy perfume. Not Angel Share, I wouldn't call it Angel Share, more like Stronger With You. But it has like that fresh side as well to it. This is super, super intoxicating. Like Ali also, last night, I don't know why. It was weird because I was setting up my table to, prepare for filming. And Ali just decided to come and, his perfumes are over here. He started to spray. He was spraying it and walking through it. Spraying it and walking through different perfumes. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know. And he just wanted to try all the perfumes again. So while he was messing around with his perfumes, I just made him try the Noir. And he was very impressed. He was just like, wow, this is like a very, very unique fragrance. Because it opens very different. It opens very thick, boozy and sweet. But it dries down to a very, very strangely fresh aquatic. It's a super dynamic perfume. So from the opening till like the dry down, the perfume completely changes. You don't even recognize it from the first time you sprayed it. So yes, in the opening you have your cinnamon liquor, which gives you that Angel Share or Stronger With You, that kind of vibe, which is like a little strong boozy. But it changes. And now you start getting your bergamot, apple, and lavender combination, which in a lot of men's perfume that comes in a very fresh aquatic way. But then in the middle you have your tonka, oak, eugenol, green notes, and jasmine. The floral notes are there, but it's there in a very mild fashion and you can't really recognize the jasmine in this. I do feel in the middle notes there are some kind of spices, especially black pepper and clove, but they're in a very mild fashion. It's not very strongly present. Now, by the time the dry down happens, the sweet liquor note is almost completely gone and the perfume becomes a very masculine fragrance. Now, this is the part I say, that's why a woman has to be super, super bold. When you first spray it, you do feel like, yes, I can pull it off. But as it dries down, it becomes like a super, super masculine fragrance. It dries down to a very sweet, aromatic, woody perfume. It has the sweetness with the vanilla and the praline. But strangely, it is combined with your earthy notes, woody notes, animalic notes, as well as aromatics. Like all of it combined just makes for like a perfect recipe for a men's fragrance. So this is definitely fall-winter. I wouldn't call this a Middle Eastern smelling perfume at all. The projection is around 2 to 3 feet and the longevity is 7 to 8 hours for sure. And the presence of this perfume is quite strong. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. For a man's fragrance, this is amazing. Plus, like the celebrity that came to mind was Idris Elba immediately. I was like, this has to be like a masculine, good personality, good looks, with the good dressing sense and everything. And just think of Idris Elba, how he would smell like. He would smell like this. The color perception I chose was Hearthstone Brown. No, I don't know what Hearthstone Brown is, but I looked at the brown I was looking for. And then I read the name of the color and it was called Hearthstone Brown. And the temperature for this is warm. Now the last one for today is again from Maison De L'avenir and it is called Electra Elixir. And it opens like this. Yeah, all these perfumes, they're so uniquely packaged. Like I cannot get rid of this packaging. It's so beautiful. And see, the bottle is just like the Noir, but it is this bottle. And it is definitely a very amber fragrance. Think Paloma Picasso, think vintage. This is a very, very vintage leaning perfume. I have not even tried it yet, but I remember when initially I tried it, when I was making my notes and everything, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like Elizabeth Taylor. Am I getting her name wrong? It's not Elizabeth, right? It's Elizabeth Taylor. Oh my gosh. Elizabeth Taylor, like her perfumes, or actually not even like Elizabeth Taylor perfume. It smells like Paloma Picasso, that perfume. You know, during those days we had YSL Opium, the OG. I still love the perfume. I wouldn't wear it, but it gives me nostalgia. This is giving me Opium, the OG version. It's giving me Paloma Picasso. It's giving me Youth Dew. All of these, like, think of these perfumes and it's one of those. Now, if you like the DNA of those perfumes, this is for you. This again is approximately $50. Top notes are petite grain, bergamot, tarragon, galbanum, orange, lemon, basil, lime and ylang ylang. Middle notes are heliotrope, tuberose, jasmine, violet, cassis, peach and rose. And the base notes of sandalwood, patchouli, leather, amber, civet, musk and oak. So this is vintage elegance personified, but the focus word is vintage. I remember like when I first smelled this perfume, it just took me back to the 80s. And I remember when I was very young and all the women were wearing Opium. And it was a very expensive perfume at that time too. Not everybody could afford it. I don't know if it was 80s or 90s. It was one of those, yeah? Like whenever Opium was released, the OG Opium, not the new one, not black Opium and everything, the OG. It's also strangely sexy because it reminds me of Moulin Rouge for some reason. It's so weird, but it takes you to that feeling where women are like vixens and everything. Because I think like somebody used to wear this perfume. I know my mom had the Opium, the OG, but she used to barely wear that. It was reserved for special occasions. This perfume is a very difficult perfume to describe. It's a dry, sheeper floral with like a lot of resins. Think of like resins, like dark resins, and it also has like animalic notes. So the sheeper part is only in the opening where you have like your florals, your woods, and your little bit of your citruses. But it's very dry. I don't know how to explain this to you, but the perfume is very, very entirely dry. That is followed by super dark and very, very heady florals, which continue to the dry down, which is the most important part of this perfume because it becomes everything all together. Balsams, earthiness, animalic notes, woods, musks, like just dump all the heady, heavy notes in the base. And while this perfume is super dated, it's very vintage smelling. And it's definitely not for everyone. So just don't go because the packaging is good, the bottle is beautiful. Don't just go and buy this perfume. You need to smell the perfume. Or at least you should be sure that you like the OG Opium and you like the Paloma Picasso. Only then you would like a perfume like this. It smells like dry and powdery. I just feel like, you know, women in the 80s, like the rich people would smell like this. This is classified as unisex, but I don't think so. I think a woman should wear this. But then you know what, like a lot of men wear Hypnotic Poison, and I guess it's kind of like the vintage thingy that allows you to wear whatever you want. It is a fall winter perfume for sure. I don't think you can pull this off in summer heat or spring for that matter. You're gonna unalive a lot of people and yourself probably. There's no Middle Eastern vibe in this. Now, the projection. 4 to 5 feet or even more. Longevity 8+ hours, and I usually don't use the words 8+ because 8+ means like, okay, it can go up to 10 or 24 hours. But this perfume is insane in projection, insane in longevity, and the presence is super strong. My rating, however, for this is an 8 out of 10 because I like the perfume. I will spray this just for the sake of nostalgia. And the celebrity that came to my mind was Joan Collins. Like, think Dynasty, think those, you know, when women used to wear those chunky jewelry, gold jewelry, and they used to wear animal print, like leopard print or something like that. They used to have those big hair. Yeah, it's giving me that era. The color perception for Electra Elixir would be a maroon brown, and the temperature would be warm. So that was the haul for today, guys. I know I had like very different kind of perfumes because today's haul was unique. Like, I feel like the Caffe Latte collection is like perfectly just in time for winter, where we have like, we need this comforting warm fragrances. Then you have Peace and Love, which is a very unique fragrance. It just makes you go into a comfort zone. I would definitely prefer wearing that more at home, but no doubt it's a gorgeous perfume. And then you have your Noir and your Electra Elixir. This one is amazing, like 10 out of 10 for men. Just go and try it if you can in a shop. Mark my words, you will like it. Like, I don't usually say very, very good things about men's fragrance because it has to be nice and fresh, and I kind of relate perfumes to Ali. Like when I review a masculine fragrance. So if I know Ali will like it, I normally like it as well. It's weird. But there are still some perfumes which Ali does not wear and I still like it. I don't know why I said that, but just ignore that part. And Electra Elixir is for the ladies who like vintage smelling perfumes, who don't mind smelling powdery, vintage, and like a resin vanilla spice bomb. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.